All right, welcome back, Pokemon Go players, to another episode of the Purified Podcast. Today is September 2nd, 2024. I am your host, Luis Palacios, with my co-host, Chris.
Hey, it's your boy. It's been a interesting week. I had my phone for a few days. I told Pure Letter about it. I literally got my new phone, was able to play a little bit, and it was awesome. And then out of sudden, the screen stopped working. It turned pitch black. I was like, that's weird. Because as you guys know, my last phone got taken by a water attack, and it was out of service. So I had insurance on it, for electrical and mechanical, but not water. So that was out of the question. The new one, I did not put insurance on, and of course it dies within 2 days. So that was fabulous. So I got another phone on the way. It shows up tomorrow, I believe. Excited for that. I did play a little bit of the community day though, so I'm excited to talk about that a little bit. But tell me how your week went, man.
Pretty chill actually. The week itself just seems like it was dragging on with work and everything, but I had a full-on work week and then a 3-day weekend, which unfortunately is already almost over.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just one of those things in the end of the day. I was busy the last few days, and that's the reason why we're actually recording today, as early as this afternoon, because we just, chose to. But we're here once again to talk about Pokemon Go news, updates, and ranting about the game, because we love the game just as much as everybody else. And let's make sure that everybody knows where we are and you guys find us out. Also, you can find us at linkedin.net/Purified Podcast. But also at the PokemonProfessorNetwork.com/Purified Podcast. Wonderful people to work with every single time. We have wonderful other podcasts out there that we definitely will allow you guys to listen and support. We do have a Patreon, and if you'd like to support us, you go ahead and check out the Patreon, patreon.com/PokemonProfessor, where you can, just for $1 a month, just support a wonderful group of creators, part-time creators, of course, because we all have jobs, so it is how it is. Aside from that, make sure that you do check us out as much as possible. And yeah, here we go. And the reason why we're actually going a little fast because we got a bunch of news, and I don't think we're gonna be able to fit it all in an hour. But hey, that's the name of the game, right?
We got it.
We got this. But before we get to that, we'll do a little bit of a recap. We'll talk about how the season went out, because technically today is the less than 24 hours of the season for a lot of us, actually, at this point, of season of Share Skies, which was a hectic season for sure. And then we'll go ahead and talk about our hauls and things that we caught, so that way we're going through things. So Share Skies season, Chris, we had a full 3 months. We had GoFest, we had GoFest Global, we had a bunch of other stuff happening around. We have the return of Adventure Week, we have the return of a lot of community days, classics. Just a bunch of stuff, really, and I feel like I'm too tired after this season. But what did you think about the season in itself? I mean, give you your best rating.
The fact that it has skies in the name, it definitely was a high point of the year. Haha. But I think the lowest part of it was Adventure Week, and I didn't even think Adventure Week was that bad. I know people were complaining because the spawns weren't as good as some past Adventure Weeks, but I still think there was definitely stuff to hunt.
Mm-hmm.
I will say I didn't get to play as much as I would have liked to, but that's beside the point. I do think this season has been one of the better ones for sure. I don't know how it would rank against some past seasons for me. I'm trying to think of which one has been my favorite so far, but this one was really up there. We had Mega Rayquaza, a bunch of other fun raid bosses, all the flying ones,
Mm.
And
think about it, yeah, it was probably almost all flying types.
Yes, yeah. I'm trying to think. Did the season already end, or did they just throw Xerneas in there for some other reason?
I mean, you can't go wrong with Xerneas.
No, I'm not complaining. I was just I was thinking about it. I was like, wait, he don't fly though.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. I'm trying to actually because I keep a lot of the legendaries. I really need to clean up my box because it's like going crazy right now. But I basically just did a 90-day search here. We have
Okay.
Necrozma, we have Cernius, we have Thunderous, Cresselia. Well, Cresselia was actually in like uh, Tingle Rocket and all
Yeah,
that.
he was a shadow.
We had Moltres, Rayquaza, well, Necrozma for days because I mean it's Necrozma and we can
Yup.
just let's see. Oh my goodness. Okay, I gotta delete all these Necrozmas because it's too much. Uh yeah, Yveltal. Yeah, I guess yeah, that's pretty much it. It's 90 days, right? That's basically the amount of 3 months when we come through it, right?
Yes.
I'm surprised. I feel like we had more than that. I might have just deleted stuff that I don't care, like maybe Thunderous and Tornadoes. Landorus, I think, was a thing too. So yeah,
Yeah, I will say a lot of the raid bosses were kind of underwhelming just because we've had them with their special moves before.
yeah, yeah.
So if they're not a hundo, it's like when are you going to use the TMs on it, the elite TMs?
Well, you'd be surprised because there's actually something going on with the meta of raids pretty soon, and a lot of things are changing. Which
Okay,
we can
okay.
discuss. I don't know if I can go too much into detail. Maybe we'll save it for next podcast, just because we're still kind of testing it out. And the community has actually done pretty well. And I lost Chris. Give me a second. There you go. I don't know what happened there,
I think lightning struck something by me because I heard thunder, and then I just saw my face.
but you didn't. But you didn't lose connection though. It's weird.
You don't know. I don't know.
I can still see you. The stream can still see you, so that's pretty good.
That's funny.
Yeah, that's hilarious. Anyways, before Chris actually disappeared, but yeah, it's one of those things. I lost my train of thought at that point. But anyways, season of Share Skies was a pretty good season, and all in all, I'm gonna give it an 8. I think it was good,
That's fair.
especially
An 8
because
or an 8.5 on my end.
8.5 probably just because GoFest was a thing and we were traveling between New York and then global, of course, and the things that would happen. Niantic was able to fix a lot of things and compensate us for a lot of things. I don't know. I didn't think we talked about the compensation of Necrozma and the Ultra Beasts with
No.
the background, cash ground. So if you were doing remote raids like crazy during global, there was a glitch on day one that didn't allow you to get the backgrounds or special backgrounds for those specific raids. So Niantic was able to compensate for every single one that could have been had a background. So if you did 100 raids, 50 or 200 raids or something like that, you get like a good chunk of them to actually be part as a free research or free time research that you can claim for like 400 days anyways. So if you're lucky enough to actually have that many, maybe save them up for like a shiny boost event or something like that. And then after that, other things in the end of the day. Hey, and Mr. Nova, thank you so much for following. Thank you so much for coming around. I keep saying but it is how it is when it comes down to it. But yeah, I didn't get that many. I think I got like maybe 4 Necrozmas and then one of each Ultra Beast except for Nihilo, I think. Did you get anything from those?
I just got 2 Necrozma.
Oh, okay. So you didn't do as many remotes as everybody. I mean, you were out of town for a while, so you barely did a couple of things here and there.
Yeah, I think I was mainly just focusing on doing some in person that day. But I'm not complaining. I got pretty much all I wanted.
Yeah, no, definitely. Okay, well, right now we're podcasting, so I'll answer if I can the chance, Mr. Nova. So I really appreciate it. But anyways, yeah. So we are at the end of it now. We are literally just a couple of days out, or a couple of hours away from the season ending, and we're gonna have a brand new season to come through. Now let's get quickly into our hauls of the week. If Chris was able to at least get anything this week.
I think my only brag really is one of the 2 I had was a 98 Necrozma
Oh, nice.
with the background.
Nice.
So, happy about that.
What about anything for Community Day, Popular, which was the last Community Day of the season?
I just got a few shinies. It was funny. I went to McDonald's with my friend and we sat down. He opens up the game and he's like, "Oh," and I was like, "Oh, yeah, there's a lot of Popular on your screen." And I'm like, "Oh, that's interesting." So I was like, when I get home, I can log into one of my old phones and play because all my phones are out of commission right now.
Yeah.
like the first and second phone that I bought, recently. So I'm waiting on getting the newest one and getting all that worked up with everything. Yeah, I haven't been able to play Pokemon Sleep or Pokemon Go really, but I got a
Bro.
few shinies when I got home. Walked down the street, came back, but nothing crazy.
Right. I got about 23. It was a very chill community day for me. We hang out with a couple of friends here and there. I was doing something else afterwards. I really didn't grind as much as possible. But anyways, I believe that also Populous rate, shiny rate was actually really low this time around, even though it was still the 125 that we usually get for community day. I feel like I didn't get my first one until like 25 minutes in. I know Lane from Gocat, or not Gocast, I'm sorry, for Kumon in Choto. He didn't get his first shiny until like 100 checks in or something like that. So that was
Oh
actually
wow!
interesting. And then I got another Cernius from Raid Hour. I think we actually talked about that. Nothing more to really describe. I did get a Hundo Poplio, so that's a bolt ready to go with the move just in case. I did had already a Hundo, but of course PvP metas were changing. They're changing very soon, so we'll see how it goes if he actually becomes really viable later. Aside from that, the week itself, we did have the Triumph Together event. That ended pretty swiftly, and we were able to actually complete all the challenges, which, at this point, I believe that Niantic was actually doing a little bit of a help in some of them because we were actually like really behind after like 5 days in. But the Valor event was able to, we basically just has bonuses through the entire event. The one that notably everybody wanted to actually grab was the evolution. XL candies. So every time you evolve Pokemon, you get an XL. So that was after the Mystic one. We did have about an hour, a day on like X amount of hours left before the challenge ended, or at least until we completed a lot of the challenges. And after that, it was another chill time. I basically tried to put my incubators that way before the event ended, and that way I had enough time to restock afterwards. Which, mind you, I've been spending less and less in this game and only be getting like the tickets and things like that. But I haven't really gotten that many coins in the last few months, which is actually pretty. I guess trying to save, I have a little money here and there, so it's not bad. Also, Mr. Viders, thank you so much for joining us again. Appreciate it. All right, so that basically will be it for that season and things like that. I do think still it was a very strong season, but of course, GoFest and things like that did make it out to be a pretty fun season in all. But yeah, August was chill and everything. Just like Chris mentioned, I believe that Adventure Week would have actually saved the month, but that just blew out of the water and unfortunately didn't do anything. And that's it. That's pretty much it. We're gonna just close down the chapter of the season of Share Sky. Thank you so much for Niantic for improving and trying to improve as much as possible. But it is how it is. Niantic's Niantic. It is. I do believe Niantic has improved a lot in the compensation department, especially when things don't go their way. But we'll get more into that when we see more information, because we're about to get into a new season and new stuff coming through. Let's talk about that. Research topics of the week. Here we go. All right, so let's talk season of Max Out. Welcome to Pokemon Go season is Max Out, starting on September 3rd, which is actually a day after recording of this podcast. Well, hopefully this podcast goes out before that, or maybe come out the morning of, so even better. It starts at 10 a.m. to December 3rd at 10 a.m. local time. The only reason why it's not starting on the 1st or the 2nd is because it is Labor Day today. And I'm sure Niantic doesn't want to actually have to go crazy work on a holiday that everybody should get.
Thank goodness it starts after I get my phone.
Yeah, so we do have a little video. I think you guys don't hear it because I turned off the sound anyways. But we do have a little video that actually shows, all the things that are going to come out. We see the Galar starters happening. We see other evolutions of the Galar starters, which is the same thing. We do have Dynamax adventures, or Dynamax Pokemon's happening. Charizard, Venusaur, Blastoise, Go Wild. The Fun Evolution Station and Samacenta, which is actually the best thing that we're going to see pretty soon here.
Did you see on the picture with all the giant Venusaur, Charizard, and Blastoise, there's also Dreepy?
Yeah. We'll talk about it in a second. No worries. Ooh. So, yes. So, what to look forward to is, of course, go out and encounter the first discovered Pokemon in the Galar region, which is basically the starters We did have Galar already technically introduced into the game a couple of years back, but we're finally having that generation that we've been hoping to see for the longest time. It's finally coming to Pokemon Go. So, Pokemon's originally discovered in the Galar region, featured on the Pokemon Sword and Shield games on Nintendo Switch, has arrived in Pokemon Go. Keep an eye out for them. We might even find even more throughout the season. I'm pretty sure they'll just start giving more at the time. Also, for the first time, Pokemon Go trainers in the UK, so United Kingdom, may encounter Sojourner. So the UK has a regional now that we're not going to see anytime soon around here. So I don't know about that, unless Chris wants to make a trip over there.
The only thing I can see myself seeing it at is like a Go Fest or a Go Tour.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's going to be the case eventually. In the Older Garden. Also, it's getting dark out here, so probably going to really.
I will say a lot of Europe is very close together, though. So
yeah,
if I ever head over there,
we'll see how big of a map it has. Just because we still have other regionals like in France and things like that. So, anyways, max out special research. So choose your Galar partner Pokemon. A special research stories with branching paths will be available to trainers. Throughout the Pokemon Go max out, you'll be able to reach new heights with your chosen partner. Depending on which Pokemon you choose, your postcard book background will change to celebrate your choices. That's interesting. But what's your favorite Galar starter, Chris?
it's really tough for me. I chose Grookey originally in the main series. I do really like Scorbunny overall, but Sobble is like just really cute. So I don't know which one I'm gonna choose. I might have to choose once I see the postcards, to be honest, as silly as that sounds.
Yeah. I mean I'm always been a Scorbunny fan. I know this all Grookey had, or at least Real and Boost Final Evolution will has some play in the meta. Not in Pokemon Go meta, but in the BGC meta and all that. And then other stuff depending on how it goes. But again, just depending on how the season goes out and how people are more likely to use these Pokemon, so it's gonna be a thing anyways. Sobble is okay. I don't know. I don't like his design that much,
Yeah, I will say it's definitely an interesting generation.
Yeah.
I might just keep the loyalty to Grookey, since that's the one I originally chose. Yeah. But I don't know. We'll see.
We'll see. We also have breaking news. Go big with Dynamax debut. So, Dynamax Pokemon are emerging in Pokemon Go. Reports indicate that they are appearing at mysterious new power spots being discovered across the globe. Rally your friends and take on new max battles. Catch these mighty Pokemon and unlock the power of newly discovered max particles. Sources say that starting in September, trainers around the world will be able to uncover the power spots in the in-game map. These power spots are believed to be eventually containing Dynamax Pokemon that can be challenged in battle. Be sure to get a head start by scouting out these power spots and collecting max particles before embarking on your first series of max battles. And then, of course, the update will come up pretty soon. Actually, it's coming tomorrow at this point. So, yeah, we do have Dynamax starters, or at least the Kanto starters. So, that's pretty nice. We go wild. So, we do have a brand new, I guess, fall in-person event called the Wild Area. Pokemon Go's Wild Area. This one is gonna actually be in Fukuoka, Japan, on November 16th and the 17th, and then later on November 23rd around the globe. So, Go Fest in the fall, I guess. We don't know much details about this aside from what I just mentioned. I'm pretty sure we'll get more details a little closer to the season, to the end of the season, because the season actually. It goes all the way into November, right? September, October, November. Yeah. So we do have that. We'll have it probably mid-season at this point then. So, but yeah, it's a brand new event. Now, Wild Area, if you guys don't know, the Wild Area is part of the main series games. The Wild Area was something that was introduced in both Sword and Shield, where you can actually battle Dynamax Pokemons, catch a lot of wild Pokemons here and there, and a bunch of other stuff in regards. So this may be one of those, like, introductions to the events and things like that. And if it goes well, maybe we'll see more. So we'll have like 3 different types of events throughout the year. And I don't know if I have the money for that. So depending on where it comes from, Chris, you still with me?
Yeah, I'm listening.
Cool. Season highlights. We have community days. We do have, Ponyta's community days. I say Ponyta's because there's two different. Community day on September 14, which is happening in a couple of weeks. October's community day will be on October 5th, and November's community day will be on the, November 10. We do have some nice team stickers for the fall. I do like the Munch Likes and the 3Ps. Pretty cute. I think Wooloo's also has a nice little play there, so I'll probably much see there. We have a Go Battle League update, which we'll talk about in our PvP section in just a moment. Some showcases that will be held from Saturday to Sundays, as well as Monday to Wednesdays. That's pretty good. At least people will be able to get through things. Now, seasonal rotations. Of course, the Breakthrough Box is having a seasonal change. And we have Pokemons like Galarian Weezing, Galarian Mr. Mime, Excadrill, Scraggy, Furfrou, and Jamo appearing from the field research stack, or I'm sorry, the research breakthrough box. Kind of underwhelming, especially because, Galarian Mr. Mime was just a ripoff regardless.
Mystic Prime.
Excadrill, of course, is a non-shiny available Pokemon. Everything else is. Furfrou is still a chase for a lot of people. And everything else has just been here and there in the last few years, so really nothing to change much about it. I mean, if you're doing your daily task and your daily stems, then you basically just do the breakthrough box regardless. Maybe they need to switch it up a little bit. I don't know. I think it's a change in all, if that's what they're trying to do.
Yeah, I would like to see them changing the research breakthroughs for certain events. Like maybe for Adventure Week, we get a cool fossil Pokemon during that, like out of like a different pool. I don't know. I would like to see some more changes like that.
Yeah, I would like to see those two for that reason. So that's why I'm hoping that it happens. But again, Niantic is Niantic. They will do what they want to do. All right, so different Pokemon appearing in the wild. So we do have changes in the biomes. We have things like in the cities, Gengar, Skitty, Beldum, Scraggy, Trubbish, Furfrou, and Lechonk, with many more to appear. Forest biomes, we have Executor, Chansey, Pinsir, Hoppet, Smirshram, or Sherm, or I don't even know how to say that name anymore.
Shermish.
Thank you. Emolga and Grubbin, and many more. Mountains, Onyx, Sudowoodo, Sableye, Aggron, Boldore, Stunfisk, and Golett. Beach and waters, we have Kingler, Staryu, Lapras. Oh, that's pretty nice. Remoraid, Ducklets, Crabrawler, go away. Sandygast, because it is how it is. The Northern Hemisphere will have the Chikorita, Cyndaquil, and Totodile as starters for the choice. Pineco, Hisuian Quillfish, that's actually pretty cool. Larvitar, and then Deerling in the autumn form. And then the Southern Hemisphere will have Hisuian Boltor, Feebas, Snivy, Tepic, Oshawott, Deerling in the spring form, and then Dino. Many more, of course, in the day. As from some of the biomes, I mean, they're cool. I like the seasonal rotation of the biomes because, I mean, we have a bunch of Pokemons that we have to rotate regardless of how it may be. Do you have any thoughts about the seasonal changes, biomes, wild spawns?
Not too many. I mean, we're not going to be even seeing the mountain ones.
Yeah.
But I'd say the city spawns are probably the most exciting. Looking through them.
Yeah.
Just for me personally, I think there's a lot of fun ones in there.
Yeah.
But yeah, a lot of good shiny chances, a lot of good extra large chances, especially for Pokemon that I don't think we see that often. Boldore being out means a lot more extra large candy for that. I know my friends and I, whenever we'd bump into a Boldore, we'd be like, whoa, that is a weird spawn before. So if they're going to be more common, I know a lot of people are going to be freaking out for a little bit.
I'm always surprised of the third stage evolutions that we see in the wild. We had things like Gardevoir and Metagross appearing every now and then. So I'll be glad to see those kind of things appearing a little more often just for the season itself,
Yeah, because I know when Gen 3 started, they didn't do that for a long time. Yeah. So yeah, it's definitely exciting.
Definitely. All right, well, we do have X, and X will be appearing differently this time around. In the 2km X, we have Cleffa, Igglybuff, Tyron, Wynaut, and Larvesta, and more. We have
Love it.
surprisingly, they put this like the very first thing. So on the 5 kilometer race, we have Larbesta, Kamala, Grookey, Scorbunny, and Sobol, which is like the first things here there. Maybe they'll give us a little chance on Larbesta a little bit easier. I don't know. Adventure Sing rewards, we will have Chingling, Riolu, Tyrum, Amara, and Phantom. Pretty decent, pretty decent. 7 kilometer X, we do have a bunch of Galarian Pokemons appearing. Galarian Meowth, Galarian Slowpoke, Galarian Farfetch, Galarian Zigzagoon, and Galarian Yamask will be appearing in 7 kilometer X. More often, of course. And then in the 7 kilometers Mateo gift exchange, we have Hisuian Growlithe, Hisuian Sneasel, Basculin White Stripe, Dino, and Pancham. You seem
That Basculin is wild. Yeah.
Yeah, but of course the grind for Basculin will be because you can only get one Mateo encounter egg per day, so you basically have to really, really grind it. I would like if that 7 kilometer egg would appear in the extra bonus slot, because it is something special, just like when you do a Tingle Rocket Leader for a 12 kilometer egg or a Adventure Sync at that point. That makes it a little easier to feel like I actually had the chance to get it, instead of having to wait until I have a spot, do a route, and then do and be able to actually get a Mateo.
Yeah, I just wish you could pick when you wanted to pick up eggs.
Yeah.
Instead of just mindlessly grabbing all the eggs you see. I don't. That's my biggest thing. But yeah, I would appreciate if we could do that with 7 kilometer eggs.
Yeah, that would be nice. 10 kilometer eggs, Dragon. I can't even say names anymore. Larbesta, Drippy, Charcadet, and Frigibass, which is a lot less shiny chances in this pool.
That's loaded, though. I'm happy with all
It
those.
is loaded, yes. We do have Adventure Sing rewards, Dratini, Rockruff, Trampa, Jammo, and Frigibass. Of course, Rockruff's, I believe, can be the dust form for that, so that's pretty nice. And then our seasonal bonuses. The max out will feature the following bonuses season all around. Increased experience for 7-day streak spins. For 7-day spring streak. Increase experience and status for 7-day Pokemon Catch of the 7 days. Increase experience from going up in friendship levels. So that's pretty nice. Maybe double, I don't know. Depends on how you look at it. 1 additional candy when trading Pokemons. And trainers level 31 and above will receive 1 guaranteed Candy XL when trading Pokemon. So that's actually pretty nice,
That's a good one.
That's always been a good bonus for the season. It's always sad when it goes away, and of course, it's always nice when we see something else. Although it's been kind of nice, the rotational seasonal bonuses on that. And that's pretty much it. We, of course, have more news to cover because we do have a lot of informational-wise. But maxed out, it seems to be pretty fun so far. Any thoughts, Chris?
It definitely looks like a very fun season. I'm really hoping my phone shows up at a good time.
It better come, early tomorrow, because it starts early tomorrow.
Yeah, 10 a.m.
Yeah, 10 a.m.
Yeah, hopefully I don't miss out on too much, but I'm definitely going to be out and playing tomorrow. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm at work, but I'll probably do Spotlight Hour and everything, which, we'll talk about just now. So, Chris, how about you let us go through our September dump of news, so that way we know what's going on this month.
Sounds good. So the featured Pokemon for Dynamax, it looks like, if we're talking raids, are going to be Dynamax Bulbasaur, Dynamax Squirtle, Dynamax Charmander, and Zacian are going to be around. But Zacian is not going to be a Dynamax. Very interesting that they're doing that way. Mm-hmm. Oh, and there's going to be 2 other Dynamaxes. There's going to be Dynamax Skwovet and Dynamax Wooloo. And they say that all of these can be shiny, and they're going to be available September 10th to October 1st. So we won't see them day 1, but a week from tomorrow, as of recording on the 10th, they're going to start popping up. And then for 5-star rates, we're going to see Kyogre from September 3rd to September 14th. Always a good one. Next is going to be Groudon from 14th to the 26th. And that I love both of those. And then September 26th until October 4th, we're going to be seeing Zacian. Send me all the remotes you can. I really want to get a good one.
So a few things to point out about Dynamax battles or the max battles and then the 5-star rates. First and foremost, the max battles, Scorbet and Wooloo will have his shiny release. So that'll be pretty nice to see on in this regard. And then 5-star rates. The reason why Chris is saying Station is he wants to rate as many Station is because his shiny is also being released. And
I was thinking about it. I was like looking at the little sign around the shiny sign, and I'm like, has it been shiny before? And yeah, you're right.
And also to know that this is actually the very first time that we're gonna be able to actually get a legitimate shiny Station without distribution. Because in the main series games, we only had one chance of getting it, and that's through a distribution at the time. So this will be the time to get many. You'll be able to get a lot of Pokemon Go shiny stations. Of course, a lot of people say the Pokemon Go shinies doesn't care, but hey, we're gonna get it first before the main series game does. Ta-da! Go ahead.
Yeah. Next, we're talking megas. So Mega Absol, September 3rd to September 14th. Mega Houndoom will be after that, from September 14th to the 26th. And then we're going to get, in my opinion, the best of the three. Mega Gardevoir from September 26th until October 4th. It looks like we're getting a lot of strong ones at the end of the month.
Yes.
So those all the different raids are going to be 10 to 10. So get out and raid as much as you can. Don't cut it close. Shadow raids, it's only going to be Shadow Raikou, and he's only going to be on the weekends in September. So get out and raid them. I'm pretty sure you can duo them with just primal Groudons. I've done it before. Have 3 or 4 to be safe, but if you got a primal Groudon, you're going to be pretty much set. So it's definitely good. We're getting more Groudons out there. Raid hours, September 4th and September 11th are both going to be Kyogre. And then Groudon is going to have September 18th and September 25th. And those are always 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. It's interesting. I don't see one for Zacian yet. It might be on the next page.
No, it's because I don't know why they're actually giving us 2 weeks worth of the Kyogre and Groudon, which is, I'm not complaining because I still need a Shundo.
It's
Kyogre
a good one, yeah.
Groudon. I think Station is like at the end of the month, so it's kind of like, okay, so October
it might carry over.
Yeah, so October, something like that, is carrying over. So hopefully we got more than just a week of Station, because
I'm sure for a shiny release for like a top tier Pokemon like that, they gotta give us a raid hour. It's probably gonna be
maybe we'll have like 2 weeks of Station and 2 weeks of Samacenta next month for that reason.
Please.
That'd be nice. Go ahead.
Yeah, for the events, I think you already talked about the first two. Yeah, they go all out and go big.
The reason why I wanted to go over the events here like this is because we're going to be talking about a lot of the ones that we actually already know about. So September 3rd to the 10th, we got to go all out, 10 a.m. to 10 a.m. September 10 from the 15th, go big. So right after that, 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. Failings Raid Day on September 8th. That's an interesting one. September's Community Day, which we already know is Ponytas. A speculation, or psychic speculations, I should say. September 18th to the 22nd. September 22nd, all in all, will be a Oranguru and Passimian Research Days, which I believe will have Passimian's shiny release at the time. And then Legendary Heroes happening from September 26th to the October 1st.
I like that.
Yeah, me too.
That means, we're definitely getting both. Okay. Yeah, I would. Yeah, duh.
Spotlight Hours, Chris.
Yeah, the first one is a hype one. Fan favorite, Wooloo. September 3rd, you're going to get 2 times Evolution XP. I don't think there's going to be that many people evolving during this time. Get out and shiny hunt that Wooloo as much as you can. I mean, run that Go Plus gotcha in the background if you want.
The new shiny too, so like
exactly. The next one is probably my favorite out of all the Spotlight Hours, Dewpider. It's going to be available September 10th. 2 times catch Stardust with it. That's a shiny I still need. Wallafet is going to be after that, September 17th. 2 times catch XP. And after that is going to be Machop, September 24th. 2 times catch Candy. So if you need a good fighting type, that's going to be a good one. All of these can be shiny. I think this is a pretty nice Spotlight Hours for sure.
Yeah, so first and foremost, of course, Hulu being the very first highlight of the month, and this literally happening tomorrow as we speak. And then Dupetter and Well, Dupetter is actually a pretty nice chase for a lot of people. Wobbuffet is kind of meh. Hopefully the catch rates are not horrendous at the time. And then the shop is always available Pokemon in many different metas. So the one thing that doesn't make sense because Wooloo does have the 2 times evolution experience, but nobody's gonna do evolutions that day. They're all gonna be catching shinies as much as possible. So yeah, always keep in mind when it comes down to it. Also, and in the chat here, Papercut, Levy the Retro Gamer, and of course, Virus. Thank you so much for joining us. I appreciate it very much, y'all. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the dump of news. We do have so much hype happening right now. I'm definitely hyped for Seishin shiny release because I'm gonna go a little bit ham on that. Probably start wasting some money there and there. So
this season looks loaded.
Yeah, definitely. So keep in mind what needs to happen. Give me 1 second, guys. I hope that everything is working here. I think it is, but something happened to the screen recording. So, anyways, we'll worry about that when we worry about that later. So don't worry about it. All right, so we have some news about the actual events, starting with the Galar introduction to Pokemon Go. So go all out with Pokemon's first discovered in the Galar region. We did talk about Scorbunny, Sobble, and Grookey appearing now in the wild. Looks like Drippy is also joining us for a nice little adventure. So debut Grookey and its evolutions, Scorbunny's and evolutions, and Sobble's and evolutions. We also have Drippy's and its evolutions having his Go debut. Each Pokemon that I mentioned here can be evolved by 25 candies, and of course, in its final evolution with 100 candies. So 125 candies for each one of them. There's no special, I need to walk this Pokemon, do this, do that to be able to actually evolve them. So that's pretty nice. But I'm excited about all of them, regardless of how it may be, especially the Dragon type. September 3rd at 10 a.m. to Tuesday, September. Am I reading that? I know, December 3rd to September 10th. I don't know why I thought it was the both ends for some reason. I was like, one day, huh? Wild encounters, the reintroduction of Grookey, Scorbunny, and Sobble into the game. So, Scorbet and Wooloo with its final or its shiny releases at the same time. So that's pretty nice. Drippy will also be encounter. It is not a lucky encounter, so you can find it anywhere if you can. So that's pretty nice. Max out special riches. We did talk about the whole, partner Pokemon and everything. So that's going to be a thing. 5 Calamar eggs and 7 Calamar eggs and 10 Calamar eggs, just like we have mentioned before from the full season. Grookey, Scorbunny, Sobble, and 5s, all the Galarian Pokemons in 7, and Drippy in 10KX introduction. Event bonuses, 2 times experience for catching and evolving Pokemon, so that's pretty nice. Fair research task encounters. We do have things that will allow you to encounter Grookey, Scorbunny, Sobble, Scorbet, and Wooloo. No Drippy in the field research task, so I'm not sure I like those, but having the partner Pokemon is nice. Collection Challenge will be coming through, so you get Galar Collection Challenge with Stardust, additional encounters with Wooloo. That's pretty nice. Showcases, look out for the showcases for the Galar's first partner Pokemon, and then the web store will have its, of course, best deals in the end of the day. Damn. Well, we already knew about that half of this at this point when we were talking about the season, but it's pretty nice regardless. Drippy
it looks awesome.
Drippy being the pseudo-legendary of the generation. I think Dragapult has an amazing design, being the second Dragon Ghost type Pokemon that we have seen since Giratina. So it's always nice to see those kind of Pokemons appear and changing the meta in some way, shape, or form. Ghost type Pokemons are really good in meta in Pokemon Go anyway, so we should probably look out for a few of them here and there. All right, next, Dynamax. Go big with Dynamax Max Battle. So this is a brand new feature coming into the game, just like we have been talking about the entire time. We've been teasing this in the last few weeks just because we've been getting a lot of Dynamax on it, but we finally have all the information in some ways because we still haven't actually tried out the mechanic. But, Go Big is the brand new event starting on September 10 to Sunday, September 15. Now, of course, the whole Go Big stuff won't happen for another week. We do have the whole Galar Pokemon introduction first for the first week, and then the second week, that's when we will point out. So I was thinking it's like, oh yeah, tomorrow we'll have more news and everything. No, we got another week before we actually get this whole power spots and all that stuff happening. Dynamax debuts happening with Bulbasaur, Charmander, Squirtle, Scorbit, and Wooloo, which we mentioned already. Pokemon's caught from max battle encounters, as well as their evolutions, can be Dynamax during max battles. And if you're lucky, you might encounter a shiny one. I don't know if you really want a shiny max out Squirtle and Bulbasaur, and again, because we already have them. Unless we can actually do like mega evolutions, and we can do Dynamax too, so that would be actually intense in that regard.
I don't think you can do Mega and it at the same time, but I think the fact that they're giving us Dynamax particles makes it feel like they want us to be able to use it on the Pokemon we already have.
Yeah.
Instead of having to catch new ones for sure.
Yes. It sounds like it, but you'll.
Yeah, I don't want to assume anything. That's just what it reads like to me.
We'll have a special research as part of the season also that you'll be able to complete anytime until December 3rd. That will allow you to have the Dynamax ban to be able to Dynamax Pokemon. So that's pretty cool. Another cool feature happening anyways. We do have bonuses for this event. We have 2-time experience from winning a max battle, and then 2-time experience from spinning Pokestops. So that's pretty nice. Field Reach stats will encounter things like Bulbasaur, Charmander, Squirtle, Wooloo, and the Scorbet. I don't know if any of this can be Dynamax ones, so I don't think so because it is part of the max out mechanic. Showcases will appear for the event, and then we also have Max Particle Pack that will be available on the web store for $7.99 or equivalent to the price. The Max Particle Bundle will feature 6 Max Particle Packs for a total of 4,800 Max Particles for all your Dynamax needs. I love your face, brother.
So, yeah, I'm confused by that for sure.
Well,
it's like buying Stardust.
Yeah. So you may think that something's going on, but we actually just recently got some details about what's going on with the Dynamax stuff. So Dynamax information has been revealed, and this is happening because somebody in Japan was able to get, Cerebi was able to cover something. So shout out to Cerebi at this point, or Joe Maverick. So in battle, you can use 3 options: Max Guard to protect against damage, Max Move, and Max Spirit, which will provide recovery. It says each battle has a limited amount of turns to complete, which means more strategies needs to be implemented. So we do have some kind of like a turn-based kind of stuff. I'm not entirely sure. We'll figure it out when we get there. As part of this, we also have a 1-star max battles will require 250 max particles to enter. You can earn max particles by walking 2 power spots. So you will technically still get free max particles. You just need to go to the place itself where the power spot is happening or the max battle is happening. Kind of confusing. I don't know. It really depends on how you look at it.
I mean, that sounds like walking around to the different dens in Sword and Shield.
That's what I was thinking too. If you actually look at it, it says only 4 people can participate in a max battle, and you can use only 3 Pokemons, and they have to be Dynamax capable to participate. So you have to get your own Dynamax Pokemon before you can actually participate in any max battle at that point. It says you can upgrade the rewards from max battle using Pokecoins. So there is rewards that you can get if you actually dump some Pokecoins in it. You get a little bit more. I don't know if that's actually a thing you want to do, but we'll figure out. Power spots can be found at random locations, but others don't. But they don't take over gyms or Pokestops at that point. So it basically is a random spot in the map that happened to be. Now, of course, I'm pretty sure Niantic won't have it like in the middle of the highway. So be very careful how it looks when it comes down to it. Maybe it will be easier to get those smart particles. You just go around places in the end of the day. Max move performance can be improved by using Max Particles and Candy XL. Okay, so another reason to really grind for XL is to improve the max move at the time for the Pokemon itself. Interesting. We have some pictures here and there. It shows the Dynamax Pokemons in battle. It says you can pick the Pokemon at a time. It says pick a Pokemon to place at this power spot. You can earn candy and assist in battles. Interesting. The rewards, things like a golden raspberry, a rare candy, a super potion, experience, and the premier balls. And you can also pay like 100 coins for double that in that regard. You get to see your friends and what Pokemons are ready for Dynamax Pokemons and things like that. Now, One thing that I don't think it mentioned in this part of the the new stuff that we actually got is that you can only Dynamax Pokemon if you have caught it in a max battle. So you cannot Dynamax any Pokemon you currently have right now. Why are you crying?
That's rough.
Roughest indeed. But yeah, it's interesting to say the least. I think we have a little more here in Cerebi, so give me a second. Look, can only be okay. So once that requires 250 mandates, you can enter max battles by walking to the spot. Max battles are local only and cannot be done remotely, so no remotes and any of this stuff. Only 4 people can participate at one time, and only 3 Pokemons that they have can be Dynamax capable or have the ability to capable of Dynamaxes. Pokemons can only Dynamax capable if you cut them in max battle. So yeah, I was right about that. Dynamax capable Pokemon can be used in all other facets of the game, but it will be unable to Dynamax during it. I don't get that. You have the ability to upgrade their words. Yeah, so that's interesting to say the least. I don't know. It looks like it's kind of like a gym mechanic too. I think you can leave the Dynamax Pokemon in there and do battles with it. I'm not sure if that's how you want to do it. I don't know how it's gonna work. Again, all of this information is just standard information that we actually got from Cerebi and things like that. We haven't have a full on detail of how it goes because again, Niantic only wants to focus on the current event that's going to be happening and the introduction of the season. So that's probably something that we'll look into it a little more in detail in the next week's podcast for that sense. All right. Well, what do you think about this so far, Chris? It's like I want to hear your thoughts, opinions, really what's going on with what do you feel like how Dynamax is being implemented right now?
From what I'm seeing, it's a lot of the same opinions as other people. I'm not a big fan yet, especially if you got to use max energy to enter. Don't get me wrong, new can be good, but it seems kind of different from all the things we're used to.
Yeah.
But people are like, "Oh, just wait a week." That's what Pokemon Go Central is saying. Just wait a little bit. Trust me, they'll probably change it like Mega.
A lot of people, are actually batching about the mechanics of the Dynamax things and everything. It's like, I think that you got to give it a try before we can actually really give it some pointers. Now, of course, this is something that's going to be completely different than Dynamax and everything. Or, I'm sorry, Mega Evolution and everything, how it was introduced. Yeah, it could be something that they're testing at first, seeing how it works, but then afterwards will give us a good change to the actual mechanic and things like that. Being in person, that's kind of hinder a little bit, and especially because at the same time we only have like the starters or things, so it will be easier when we do Bulbasaur, Squirtle, or Charmander in that regard. But imagine once we actually get evolved Pokemons. Imagine if once we actually get legendary Pokemons. That's gonna be something that we're definitely gonna have to grind out. Know that we
just wait.
Yes, just gotta wait.
Just wait for Gigantamax.
Yeah. It's something that we gonna have to test out for a while until it really feels like we're going to be doing this kind of things. Maybe in November, we'll actually see the very first legendary, like Max Dynamax Pokemons, or even the first third stage evolution Dynamax Pokemons with the Wild Area event. I just think that there is a possibility to join the community and understanding this mechanics a little bit more. How many particles we're actually going to see per day every time you go to a Dynamax spot, we still don't know that. How much we can really hold when you have the ability to it. I know there's a pay side of things when it comes down to it, but it just doesn't seem worth it until we see a little bit more of the design and how the game works. Hopefully it doesn't break day one. We're hoping that those kind of things don't apply next week and all that. But I know Niantic is on top of it. I know that we have to. We'll definitely give it our honest opinion when it comes down to it, because we play this game too much and we want to see new things, and it seems exciting, but people are always looking at it in the wrong way, just because they're thinking, oh, so you have to pay for all this kind of things. It's like, you can just do other stuff in the game regardless. You can do raids, you can get the candies, you can get the potions, the golden raspberries. It doesn't matter. You'll be doing the same thing you'll be doing for a raid, just in a different way possible. And so I don't know. I want to see the mechanic before I really give it a full on thoughts. And once we do, that's when I feel like we'll have the chance to really give you an in-depth, hopefully good review of the mechanic. So we'll figure out when we get there.
Yeah, I'd be lying if I said I wasn't excited.
Oh yeah, definitely, definitely. Chris, how about the next one? Next news.
All right. I like this Pokemon. Phalanx is in formation for a raid day event. Not a great Pokemon, but a very good shiny in Pokemon Go. It's going to be Sunday, September 8th, 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. local time. It's going to be appearing more frequently in raids, probably all of them. Receive up to 5 additional free raid passes from Spinning Gym photo discs. Increased chance to encounter shiny phalanx from raid. This is its shiny release. And then the remote raid pass limit will be increased to 20 from Saturday, September 7th at 5 p.m. to Sunday, September 8th at 8 p.m. PDT. So you can get some extra raids in the night before if you got some friends across the globe.
Eh.
Event ticket for US $5 or the equivalent. You can get a ticket that grants 8 additional raid passes from Spinning Gym. So a total of 14 extra. Increased chance to get rare candy extra large from battles. Just remember, it's mostly going to be phalanx, and then or whatever shows up afterwards. And 50% more XP from raid battles, and 2 times Stardust from raid battles. These are going to be active from September 8th, 2 p.m. to 10 p.m. local time. So if you want some of these bonuses for the raid battles afterwards, keep that in mind. Definitely capitalize on this if you're gonna buy it. So yeah, don't buy it if you're only gonna do 5 raids.
Yeah,
That's my
yeah.
opinion.
It's a 3 hour event. I mean, the chances of getting a Shundo phalanx out of this is pretty high when it comes down to it.
Yes.
So it's to in itself a good event to look for. I don't know if really phalanx was actually like the Pokemon that they really needed to include in this event. I think that just having it as a regular shiny release at some point throughout the season would have been fine. But hey, more chances of a Chando, more chances of things. Phalanx is a cool looking Pokemon regardless, so we'll figure it out when we get there. This is happening actually this week, on the 8th. Is it? Yeah, the 8th, right? Yeah, this Sunday. So that's pretty cool. At least I got something to do this Sunday. All right, so let's see here. We do have our seasonal bundle, or seasonal things that we happen. So the daily Pokecoin bounty part 1. So starting on September 1st, which is today actually, trainers will be able to purchase the daily or not today, yesterday. So what am I saying? We'll be able to purchase the daily Pokemon bounty part 1 ticket for this for the latest season of Pokemon Max Out. This ticket will help trainers max out their adventure by granting daily bonus field research task events each day, and that awards 20 bonus Pokecoins. Be sure to check the Engage shop regularly. You never know what you might find. Let's go. So the first one will be a part 1 ticket starting on September 3rd for $4.99 or equal to your program currency, and you can buy it until October 2nd. The bonuses of that will be daily bonus field reaches that worth 20 bonus Pokecoins, 3 times the experience for catching Pokemons for the first time, 3 times experience for the first day of the spin, for a Pokestop or gym, whatever the case. So you can open up to 50 gifts per day. That's pretty nice. You can collect up to 150 gifts per day from Pokestops and gyms, and you can hold up to 40 gifts at a time in your item bag. Okay, good bonuses, especially for the 20 Pokecoins, but I don't know. It's still wary in that regard. A time research will also be available with the bundle. 200 bonus Pokecoins, 15,000 experience, and 50,000 Stardust for completing the task. Huh. Okay. That's what, 200 and... I'm going to say 20 Pokecoins per day. That's like, what, 30 days? That's interesting. Anyhow.
What's that, 6,000? Yeah. So 6,200?
What, Pokecoins?
Yeah. You said 30.
I said
Well, no,
no
20
20
per day.
20 per day.
So it's 600.
And let's do some math here. I don't know why math is the
So
thing.
800 altogether. Am I
So
tripping?
hold on. Let me make sure that I'm actually reading this right. This is happening from September 3rd to October
Maybe I'm
2nd.
not
So we
hearing
have what, 30 days exactly? So it's 30 days times 20 Pokecoins. That's 600 Pokecoins plus 200 from the time research only for that specifically. So 800 Pokecoins. That's what equivalent to $8.
It's not bad.
That's not a bad
As
deal.
long as you're using it completely. I'm more interested in opening the gifts, to be honest. As silly as that sounds.
Yeah. Again, not too bad when it comes out to it, but of course the gift opening and the gift gifting is actually pretty nice. That's for part one. Then we do have an ultra ticket box in the web store that you can purchase for $15 that will allow you to have an extra 100 Pokecoins at no additional cost. However, you will also be having the ability to take part on part 2 and part 3 of the daily Pokemon bounty tickets. So you basically just buying the entire season's worth of the ticket without having to spend it every $5 every time. So if you have the money, why not, you know? Whoopie do. I'm excited about the opening gifts and everything. I mean, I already purchased the ticket myself, so I'm just waiting for the season to start at that point. Just because I've always been really bad on sending gifts and receiving gifts now. But I kind of want to actually do more now that I actually have the ability to do more. Once I hit 20, I just feel like I don't really want to do anything anymore. So thoughts and opinions, Chris?
Yeah, I think it's definitely something good for players that want more to do. I know a lot of us are kind of disappointed that we can't earn more Pokecoins than 100 per day.
Yeah.
So this is just a little bit extra that we can earn. I know we got to pay for entry, but it doesn't seem too bad. I like the fact that we can react more with friends by doing this. So personally, I think I'm going to be buying it as soon as I get my new phone.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't see any problems with this one as much, to be honest. I'm probably going to be doing what you did and buying it. You bought the $15 one, right?
The 15, yeah, the one in
three?
the web store. Yeah, I did that as soon as I saw it available. Well, not as soon as it was available a couple of days ago, but
Just as soon as it's active.
I
Buy.
was like, should I buy it? I mean, it is kind of like I need the Pokecoins anyways, so it's not bad. And it's not like I'm gonna be wasting all my Pokecoins at the time. So, and I'll probably be getting more anyways. Again, this is just me as a veteran player who has been spending in this game too much, and unfortunately, I could be in debt at this point. But that's how it is, you know. So.
Yeah, because well, as long as you're earning, because they say they give you what 200 coins,
Yeah,
like
two
right as
hundred
soon as you buy it.
those. Well, you get it as soon as you finish the time research. But yeah, you basically
Yeah,
get
you.
it.
In my opinion, you only got to play half the month, 15 days to make your money's worth.
And also,
And
you are getting to part 2 and 3 too, so you'll be getting more, and it's in this section of the season,
yeah,
anyways.
yeah. Depending on how the other two ones go, we'll see. But in my opinion, it looks like a fun, good buy, especially if you're going to be a daily player.
Yeah, something that we are. So that's what it
Yeah.
is. But yeah, I'll see how it goes. Again, we'll give out more and more thoughts when the season really starts and how it works. But it gets me excited to be in the game a little bit more, because in the last month or so I've been just kind of like doing the bare necessities of a game, and just playing some of the events in the end of the days. But I don't know. I'm excited. I want to see more. I want to see more excitement in the game. Hopefully more stuff aside from just Dynamax is a thing. I'm sure this whole month is going to be all about Dynamaxing. And then the next few months in Prior Plus, of course, October's Halloween event and November's Thanksgiving, we'll definitely see more in its regards at the end of that. We did already talk about the in-person event, which was the wild area. Really, we don't have any more details about that specific event. We just know that it's actually happening in Japan and global later on in the month. You can get ticket details starting pretty soon, hopefully, but we'll figure it out when we get there. That's just, I don't know. It just feels like another Go Fest style deal, but it's going to be like on the fall. Again, we'll figure out once we actually get to that point. I can't really say any more to it until we have details. Anyways, PvP. Get good. Get ready. Here we go. All right, so season of Max Out is almost here. And we have our details about the PvP updates. Now, of course, we do had already some of that information included in the last podcast, so we do have technically the same thing, but what's important about this season is as follows. So starting on September 3rd at 1 p.m. PDT, so it's like 4 p.m. Eastern time for us, and then depending on where you are, the following things will occur. The end of the season rewards will be available in the battle screen. Your Go Battle League rank will reset fully. Rank up requirements will remain the same as prior seasons. Now, of course, we can go over every single one of the seasons that we have for the Go Battle League, but again, it's the only ones that we're going to point out is the brand new cups and things like that. Starting on September 3rd to September 10th, we'll have the Great League and the Galar Cup Little Edition, so that's interesting.
Sponsoring Galar? No, I'm joking.
no. We will have, of course, other events, or other leagues, but we'll talk about it in just a second. The Go Max Battle events will happen during the Go Battle weekend on November 2nd to November 3rd. With, of course, the bonuses of 4 times Stardust for win rewards. The maximum battles you can actually do is 100 per the weekend. Free battle team time research will be available. Encounters with Pokémon in the Go Battle League rewards will have different variations of attack, defense, and HP. And a $1 ticket to get a little more here and there. I think the leagues that we have during that time, it's going to be all 3 leagues. So you'll be able to actually battle all 3 leagues at the time. We have the max out rewards changing. So like we're only going to mention the ones that you get at specific ranks. Galarian Geomax at rank 1, which is pretty cool because it's a shiny chance. At rank 6 and plus, we have Hunter. At the Ace Trainer, is that Ace or... Yeah, Ace Trainer rank. Yamo will be appearing in the rewards. Dragonite at Veteran rank. That's a question mark in a sense. Frigibask will now be appearing in the Go Battle League in the Expert ranks. And of course, your Pikachu Libre at Legend rank. Same things here and there. The only thing that are changing. Okay, so that's weird. In the first part of the guarantee encounters, you have Dragonite as the first encounter for better rank, but then you have Dratini as part of the encounters for the entirety of the season. So I don't know if that was a guaranteed thing that they do when you get there. I definitely haven't even made better in the rank anyway, so I don't even know. I can't tell at this point. But some other Pokemon, notably in the leagues, Minfu is always a big part. The legendary active Ray Balls are like rank 20. That's pretty nice and all that. Go Battle League time research. So that's interesting and it says the least. We do have our Abaddon items and rewards. So this will be inspired by the trainer Alistair. So it's Spooky Mask and all that from the Ghost Galar Gym Leader. Interesting. And of course, you get all your specific avatar poses and things like that at things. We do have our cups, so Galar Cup Little Edition, and only Pokemons introduced into Sword and Shield Pokedex are eligible. Of course, 500 or less, so we'll have a little battle in the first week, so that's pretty cool. Make sure you start catching all your Galar Pokemons to start doing what it is. Psychic Cup will be returning with 1500 CP in the Great League. Galar Cup Great League Edition, so we'll finally be able to upgrade our Pokemons at that sense. Sunshine Cup is happening again. Charizard is not allowed on this one, so that's interesting. Halloween Cup Little Edition and Halloween Cup Great League Edition. So that's happening mostly in October, I'm pretty sure. Great League Remix, things that will of course that are valuable in the game will not be valuable in the remix. So be very careful what you power up. Notably to know that Chartabug and Skylager are now being banned in that, so they're being used a lot these days. So it's crazy. Master Premier, no CP limit, of course, and Legendary, Mythical, and Ultra Beasts are not eligible for the Master Premier. Willpower Cup, Fighting, Psychic, and Dark Type. Did we had a cup like this before? I think we did, right?
Willpower sounds familiar.
Yeah, it sounds familiar. I don't know.
I just don't remember doing it myself personally.
Yeah. Retro Cup, of course, Dark Steel and Fairy types are not eligible. And then the Catch Cup Great League Edition for the ending of the season, most likely. So, some things notable here and there. Now, we did go ahead and talk about the updates on the combat system, which is of course, the timer will be reduced from 60 to 50. All the changes to the moves there are eligible. And some Pokemons there were able to actually get the Pokemons some brand new moves and all that stuff. So we did go over all of that last week because, that was kind of teased during Worlds. So if you want to talk about that here and there, it is your chance. Chris, opinions and thoughts, please.
Yeah, I think change is always good. I think the change to the timer is definitely one that makes things more interesting. It's so annoying to just sit there watching your Pokemon just get fought down.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely looking forward to this season. I know I always say this. I'm definitely going to try to play. I got to set a time aside to do it.
Yeah. I want to test out this new season just because it does seem that some things are changing for the better and just mixing it up here and there. I'm pretty sure this whole timer thing is going to be an in-between kind of deal. They're trying to test out how the players will really react, how it's going to go. Maybe we'll actually go for a full year to see how they adapt and maybe make it a little more fun. Plus, some of the move changes have really shake up the meta, so that's something that I really want to see now, and how powerful this new meta relevance of other Pokemons are going to be from here on out. So some recommendations of Pokemons and things like that happening around. Sorry, thank you. Things like Gastrodon looks like to be a very valuable Pokemon. Quagsire and Feraligatr is seen, things like that. Double Ghost like with Sableye and the Decidueye, that's interesting. Licky actually seems to be a more playable Pokemon than Lickitung at this point. So that's some things that seem to be amazing. I just know that we had some Pokemons that are ready to go, and the flexibility of those in the end of the day. So definitely keep an eye out for our thoughts and feelings about Grey League and all it Go Battle League in its all regard. And hopefully we'll see an amazing, interesting season in the next few months ahead. I wanted to talk about the whole raid battle things, but I think I'll save it up for next week. I think we are going over a little bit here with all the news, so we'll talk about it more once the season starts and how it has panned out for us for the first week, and then we'll go from there. With that being said, I think that's everything that we have to cover for today. Anything else that you think that we should?
Nothing I can really think. I'm just really excited for this season.
Yeah. Definitely very excited, to say the least. Yeah, that's all I really can say. I'm just excited to see more. That's what I've been wanting for a while. I think that the season itself was great for the Shared Skies, but I know that there's more to come now that there's new Pokemons, new mechanics, and new shinies to hunt at this point. And maybe some stuff in GPL. Maybe I'll be excited to play this again. It's been a rough patch in the last month. So, all right. With that being said, thank you so much for listening, everybody. We really appreciate it. If you can, of course, listen to us in any of the podcast services fees, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. I think actually Google Podcasts is gone. I'm not 100% sure. Haven't seen it in the directory. But Spotify, Amazon Music, and places you would like to listen to us will be there. This podcast will hopefully be released by tomorrow, so you guys can listen to it throughout the season, through the first week of the season. Also, thank you very much for everybody who's been listening in our podcast. We actually having an increase of people listening to us, so we are always grateful that you guys are wanting to listen to more of our ranting. We do say it is what it is, how it is, but next time it comes to it, and then of course just I love our Pokemon it's out there because of you guys being here. But if you can leave us a review, we would greatly appreciate it. I'll try to read them out as much as possible. Follow our social media, myself at Purified Go, Chris at PKMN, Trigger please with the C at the end, and anything for the podcast, of course, and news will be Purified Podcast in Twitter or X, however you call it. Email us. We would love to have any email listeners out there. purifiedpodcast@gmail.com. We will definitely share it to you guys and the podcast itself. Join our Discord. It is not as exclusive as it was before, but of course join our Pokemon Professor Discord for $1 a month with Patreon, and we would greatly appreciate it there. And then of course don't forget to check us out at purifiedpodcast.com, the Professor Network. With that being said, Chris, I think it's time to take us away for the day.
All right. Yeah. I was like, wait a minute. Hope you guys all had a fabulous time listening in. I hope you guys are excited for this season. It seems like it's going to be a big one. um, definitely excited for this season. Excited for what's to come. Um, I can only hope that it plays out as well as I think it will. So yeah, get out there, grab your buddies, maybe do some Dynamax battles, and I hope you guys have the best of luck. Maybe we'll see you guys out there, and we'll catch you guys next week. Peace out.
Keep purifying them, everybody. We'll see you guys next time.